at my core. I'm a woman refined by fire, but not consumed by it.
I've been an award-winning leader celebrated for my success, but I've also been laid off, survived a house fire, and battled chronic illness. Every setback became a setup to rise, reinvent, and shine brighter. I've created the Connie Korbelic podcast, a space to help you rise and reinvent with confidence. Join me every Saturday and step boldly into your next chapter.
Good evening! It is Saturday, September 20th, 2025. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for your flexibility tonight. Had some schedule conflicts this morning, so just had to rearrange the podcast a little bit. So we are live tonight, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. A little new time. Jiving, pumping on into it, bringing some fun to this corner of the internet. If you are watching the live, check in, say hello, let me know where you are watching from. I definitely want to check in and give you some love as well. And if you're watching the replay, drop replay so I can come back and certainly give you some love as well. It's Connie, and for those who don't know me, I am your guide rising through layoffs, rejections, and invisibility into careers where you are seen, valued, and boldly reinvented. Together we rise, we reinvent, and we radiate uniquely, boldly, and with purpose in today's ever-evolving workforce. I'm so excited to bring you guys our episode tonight. We are on episode 34, and our title tonight is Stormproof Your Career, Supply Chain Lessons for Uncertain Times. And it's really interesting for those who know me a little bit better. I do come from a corporate background in procurement and e-commerce. And while that might sound like contracts and shipping lanes and cost negotiations, it's really taught me a lot about how to navigate disruption. And I thought that would be an interesting thing to go over because it did surprise me a little bit. And the same lessons that keep supply chains alive through hurricanes and shortages and global shakeups are the very same lessons that will keep you steady in the storms of your career. All right, so let's get on into it today. We're going to talk about supply chains and procurement and what they teach us about reinvention, because unicorns, you are both the captain and the cargo. So I hope you're ready as we jump into it this evening. All right, let me get this music down just a hair. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so let's picture this. Your career is a ship, and a supply chain is a fleet. Your career is a big, great ship. The sails, those are your values. The cannons are your skills. And the crew are your mentors, your colleagues, and friends. And I've talked about it in episode 5 of the Connie Korbelic podcast as well, kind of in a different way. But in procurement, we don't just look at one ship. We look at the entire fleet. And it's something that's called the supply chain. And here's the parallel. If one ship in the chain, fails or falls apart or something happens, the entire system then gets disrupted. And the same is true with us. If we neglect one part of ourselves, maybe our values or our skills, the whole journey suffers. And so when it comes to procurement, you typically have multiple things that go into that. There's a lot of philosophies and styles, and sometimes you're single sourcing and versus dual sourcing. In procurement, if you depend on just one supplier, you're vulnerable. If that supplier fails, you are stuck and you're going to see disruptions. In careers, the same rule applies. Don't bet your future on one role, one company, or one skill. You certainly want to diversify. You want to always be building those dual sources of income, transferable skills, side projects, or networks. That way, when a layoff or an industry downturn comes, you don't sink your ship. So unicorns, what's one skill that you're building right now that could serve you in any industry? Drop it in the comments. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. We got DC in the house. We got Florida in the house. Awesome. We got Dallas in the house with me. I see that. Fantastic. Awesome. 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 All right, guys. Well, I'm going to jump back into it real quickly, but we have in procurement something we look at, which is cost versus value. Procurement isn't always about finding the cheapest option, but it's about balancing the cost and quality versus the long-term value. Your career works the same way. Don't undervalue yourself chasing the lowest cost version of your worth. Maybe something that, just takes a job right beneath your value just to get a foot in the door if you're facing that career shakeup or if you've been laid off or let go. Don't just take the first thing that comes. Instead, focus on the total value that you bring. Experience, creativity, resilience, leadership. That's what's going to sustain you in the long run. You have risk and contingency planning. In supply chains, disruption is inevitable. We deal with hurricanes, strikes, pandemics. And man, I have been through that. But good leaders build contingency plans, not just a plan A. Careers are no different. Shakeups will come, layoffs, restructures, health challenges, health scares. We all know that those things can affect our career as well. But the key is anticipating and preparing. Keep your resume fresh, grow your skills, nurture your network before the storm hits. So the question is, do you have a plan or are you still sailing without a map? When you look at global logistics and adaptability, that's something that I look at frequently when it comes to procurement. And goods travel across oceans, through multiple ports, shifting with different regulations and tariffs, of course, with that political landscape currently. Success requires adaptability. And careers today are global and digital. Adapting to new platforms like AI tools, remote work, and industry shifts is like navigating customs and new shipping lanes. Those who adapt the fastest reach the destinations first. In procurement, we have inventory styles that are just in time versus just in case. And before COVID, everyone wanted JIT, just in time. Just-in-time supply chain. So zero inventory, pure efficiency, everything just kind of coming right when it was needed. But then the world shut down and that fragile operation and that structure was kind of exposed. Now we think just in case. Now we build reserves. And your career is the same. Are you running just in time? Networking only when you need a job? Upskilling only when you're forced to? Or are you just in case? Are you investing in yourself ahead of time, building resilience before the storm hits? Inventory isn't just numbers on a sheet. It's what keeps production flowing. Too much is wasteful. Too little leads to shortages. Your inventory for you is your skill sets. If you let it go stale, you'll face shortages when the market shifts. If you overload with irrelevant skills, you're inefficient. And the key is to be strategic and ongoing with your upskilling and development. I'll pause here for a second just to take a look at the socials, checking in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. I see Mr. Smith already getting value. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much. All right. So the last thing here is also supplier relationships. Those are like your career relationships. The strongest supply chains aren't built on transactions, but partnerships. The same goes for you. Don't just collect contacts, build relationships. Your network is your crew, and no one sails their ships alone. Don't just know people, right? Invest in relationships. A trusted network is the crew that will advocate for you in any stormy season. And it's been said, and it's, there's research that backs it up, but 70% of jobs are found and landed through networking versus the remaining 30% only being by application. 70%. Build your network, grow your relationships. That's going to help you in the long run. Sustainability. In my world, we move from the unsustainable to the sustainable. Why? Because waste isn't sustainable. Your career is no different. Burnout is not sustainable. You need rhythms of renewal, rest, reflection, and a system that allows you to last. Sustainability applies to careers as much as it does supply chains. Lead times are your career patience. So every order has a lead time. If you rush it, quality is going to suffer. Careers take time too. Reinvention won't be overnight. Don't cut corners just to escape the storm. Wait for the right fit, the right port. If you cut corners, just accepting any role to just escape and fix the problems at hand, you risk a bad fit. Patience will bring the right arrival. So we have forecasting and future-proofing. Procurement leaders forecast demand 6, 12, sometimes even 24 months out. Why? To avoid the shortages and to stay ahead. And unicorns, what about you? What forecasting and future-proofing are you doing today? What skills will your industry demand in 2 years? In 5 years? Ask yourself, how do I prepare now? Don't wait for shortages. Forecast and invest in yourself ahead of time. The best way to survive a shakeup is to forecast and invest before it's too late. A year ago, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I leaned into a community and a mentor. I made a financial investment to begin my own upskill and preparing myself for a better future. So here's the big takeaway. Supply chains teach us that resilience isn't about preventing disruption. It's about absorbing it, adapting to it, and still delivering value. Procurement is the art of balance, cost versus value, efficiency versus resilience, short-term versus long-term, and careers are no different. They're exactly the same. So today, diversify your skills, build contingency plans, invest in sustainability, nurture your relationships, and forecast your future. Unicorns, storms don't mean disaster. They mean you're being shaped into a stronger captain, but you don't have to navigate the rough seas alone. And if today's message stirred something in you, I'm opening a few one-on-one coaching sessions over the next few weeks. I'll drop my calendar link after the live. Feel free to drop in there, schedule a session. You get 30 minutes of my time for free. Together, we'll chart your course with clarity, prepare your next port of call. Book your spot and let me come alongside you as your co-navigator, because your ship was built for more than just the calm seas. And they say a skilled sailor is never developed by calm seas. Until next time, guys, keep shining, keep rising. I see you. All right. Oh, we got more Texas in the house. I love this. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Check in the comments here on Instagram. We've got DC saying patience will bring the right arrival. I wholeheartedly agree. Yes. Yeah. Mr. Smith saying diversifying skills is key. 100%. You have to continuously grow and diversify your skills. Putting those, it's kind of like playing cards. You have to start building your deck, right? Thank you, Super C. Excellent podcast topic and delivery. Awesome. Awesome. Mr. Walker also in the house, Florida. We got Mr. Moore from Texas. Miss Brua as well. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Awesome. I certainly appreciate the support, guys. Well, a little different time for me than the usual podcast, but I'll see you guys right back here on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That will be our next episode of Radiate in 8. And then right back here on Saturday, that'll be September 27th. Yes, at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for the Connie Korbelic podcast. Thanks again, guys. I'm glad you've gotten value from today, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Take care.